Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnan Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. The grand birthday of Sri Ramakrishna is going on. People are pouring and dancing and singing and all that is going on. Sri Ramakrishna takes the noon meal, takes a little rest and sees in his room a Goswami, a Vaishnava Goswami was seated in the room. To him he asks, what is the way? Just name is enough, he says. It is sanctified name. It has all the power to reach God, make him realize. Then Master says, see, can name alone bring the realization? There must be longing behind. Vehicle is there, there must be fuel also. The fuel is the longing. Vehicle can take you anywhere, provided there is fuel. Name can take you to the transcendental realm, release you from all bonds, if there is a longing behind that name. Suppose a man repeats the name of God mechanically, to the same Goswami Sri Ramakrishna is continuing. Suppose a man repeats the name of God mechanically while his mind is absorbed on the enjoyments of the world. Can he achieve anything? Mere muttering of magic words do not cure one of the pain of spider or scorpion sting. One must also apply the smoke of burning cow dung. The whole process. That's what Sri Ramakrishna says. The longing is necessary with the repetition of the mechanically I am doing. The mind has tremendous capacities. It is driven by the past vasanas. The vasanas do not abate. Each enjoyment creates a new impulse to move towards it. And though lot of pain and suffering accompanies every enjoyment, still man is unable to leave the field of enjoyment. And mind being driven is captured by the vasanas. Though pain is there, the vasana, the past momentum which has acquired, that momentum goes on pushing. Just like you apply the brake, still the vehicle moves after applying the brake also. If it is like railway, it is moving at 150 miles per hour. A train, it puts the brake, it takes 1 or 2 kilometers to stop. Its wheel do not move. Their revolving wheels are completely jammed. But the vehicle momentum takes us forward through kilometers, through miles. Like that is the mind. And mind, because of its tendencies, it acquires special powers are endowed to the mind to be able to transit the nature and go also. But it is misusing because of these vasanas, old tendencies. So what it does, its nature is to wander. Unless it is tied to the feet of the Lord out of love, heart has to interfere between the mind and intellect which are running after the senses, mind and one thread to the heart. If it is linked, they remain under control and they can be turned inward through viveka. Now, The mind, what it does is connects the vak, speech, to the memory. The Guru given mantra or the mantra, Ishta mantra or some mantra he is repeating is there in the mind from memory. Memory and vak is connected without, and mind escapes and start running here. Mechanically it is repeating. The person is this is mechanical repetition where there is no presence of heart, there is no presence of awareness. Living presence of God is not there. Even the normal presence of the Lord is also not there. It is running about somewhere and the japa is going on. This kind of japa, mechanical repetition. Mechanically, when mind is absorbed in the enjoyments of the world, can he achieve anything? Mere muttering of the magic word does not cure the pain. The Goswami. But what about the Ajamila then? Ajamila, he is last, he remembers his son's name and calls Narayana and God appears. For that he is asking. Whole life he might have led in the world unaware of the spiritual awareness, but last moment if he calls on God, leaving all other thoughts, ananya, there is no thought. And like Ajamila, it happened, so happened that he is able to, all other awarenesses dropped away from his mind and only the Lord's name was there. He got mukti. That Ajamila's incident he is asking. But what about Ajamila then? He was a great sinner. There was no sin he had not indulged in. But he uttered the name of Narayana on his deathbed, calling his son, who also had that name, and thus he was liberated. Master, perhaps Ajamila had done many spiritual things in his past births. It is also said that he once practiced austerities. Beside those were the last moments of his life. What is the use of giving the elephant a bath? It will cover itself with dirt and dust again and become its former self. But if someone removes the dust from his body and gives a bath just before it enters the stable, then the elephant remains clean. One is, he must have already practiced the spiritual practices is one part. Means without a constant struggle to evolve, the sinful tendencies will not drop off and he is not able to hold on to. So he must have done sufficiently. Some pending desires were there and he finished them. And this is one part. Another part is the last moments of life is the cleanliness. Now he's leaving the body and going away. If at this moment, he gives the example, Sri Ramakrishna gives the example of bathing elephant and leaving again. Immediately it goes and takes a mud and throws on itself. It gets soiled. But when it is going to be tied to the stable, it's going to be taken to the stable. If you give the bath, then it remains. It cannot play again in the mud. Like that, at the time of death, wow, how it happens. Not that he has done that way or anything, but when it happens that he is released. The release is giving bath. Giving bath is depriving him of all the sins. taking the name of God, and it so happened that he's leaving the body last moment. So at that moment, how he gets anybody, how they get liberation by uttering the name of God at the end, that is being explained by Sri Ramakrishna. It is entering a stable, it is entering into a new life where there is no past memories except vasanas that is being carried. But because it is entering a stable, its nature is there. Elephant's nature is continuing, but is going into a, so with new life, it dropping away all the sins of the past, is getting liberation. Suppose a man becomes pure by chanting the holy name of God, but immediately afterwards commit many sins. He has no strength of mind. He does not take a vow not to repeat his sins. A bath in the Ganges undoubtedly absolves one of all sins. But what does that avail? They say that the sins perched on the trees along the banks of Ganges, no sooner does the man come back from the holy waters than these old sins jump on his shoulders from the trees. All laugh. The same old sins take possession of him again. He is hardly out of the water before they fall upon him. The tendencies are not so easily. See here, when Sri Ramakrishna is telling sin and all that, it is actually the vasana is meant. Karma has two aspects. One is the karmic effects. I have done something, its effect, punya and papa, merit and demerit of my actions, which I have to experience. Apart from that, another part is there, which is driving me again and again into the same old rut, and that is called the vasana. When Sri Ramakrishna says this, it is the vasana part of the karmic load. The sin and the sinful tendencies, two are there. One is viraja vipapa bhuyasam. May I become free from the tendencies to commit actions that bind me in any way. So viraja, rajas is the tendencies in me that makes me induces some acts and makes me indulge in the acts that is going to bind me. Freedom from that is viraja, raja, viraja. And vipapma bhuyasam. May I become the sinless one. Vipapma. That vipapma is what I have already done. One is tendency that I would do, I must be freed. And what sins I have already done, it must be released from. Viraja vipapma bhuyasam. May I become free from the tendencies as well as what I have done. So this aspect. And once he gets down, all these tendencies appear to have gone away, but they will be still lingering with him. Therefore I say, chant the name of God, and with it pray to him that you may have love for him. Love is the ultimate solution for all our problems. Love of God is because the love purifies through sacrifice. Love is a constant sacrifice. In love, I give. The love that receives is not love at all. Love that gives is love. So, with love is the sacrifice. I am giving myself. In love, I am giving ultimately myself to God. Say, pray to Him that you may have love for Him. Chant the name of God, and with it pray to Him that you may have love for Him. Love for Him makes you dissolve in Him, give yourself to Him, and not to love makes you, captures you in such a way that you will not be able, you will not like, even if everything is there, you will not. Object of love becomes so much attractive and capturing that you will not, these petty things of the world, the small enjoyments of the world, momentary pleasures of the world, do not taste anymore. So love makes you integrate your personality and devote yourself to the divine. Pray to God that your attachment to such transitory things as wealth, name, and creature comforts may become less and less day by day. Every day it must slowly, all attractions for the worldly things. We have duties to perform. Let us take it as the worship unto God. Do all the duties. Be detached, or rather cultivate dispassion towards the world. To the Goswami, with sincerity and earnestness, one can realize God through all religions. This is his birthday. One of the important messages of his to the world. Wherever you are, whatever you are, whatever way you accept God and whatever way you approach Him, you can easily realize Him. To Goswami, with sincerity and earnestness, one can realize God through all religions. The Vaishnavas will realize God, and so will the Shaktas, the Vedantins and the Brahmos. The Muslims and Christians will realize Him too. All will. This is an important thing. Sri Ramakrishna's message of universal harmony. All will certainly realize God if they are earnest and sincere. The path and the view of the goal may differ, but the movement, what is required to reach the goal, whatever way you understand the goal, whatever path you have taken up to the goal, what makes you reach the goal is the sincerity and dedication which you are going to offer to go in that path. With sincerity and earnestness, one can realize God through all religions. Vaishnava, because Goswami is Vaishnava. It is little difficult especially during those days, Vaishnava, Shakta, Shaiva were a kind of watertight compartments, like they were clear and firm to their little fanaticism like tendency was there. Though they know one reality is appearing as many, and it is from the Vedic times that truth is being told, but still it begins with the Ishtanishta and takes another form altogether. So here we see slowly that the reality, the truth, Sri Ramakrishna is presenting, that sincerity alone, because he is Vaishnava, Sri Ramakrishna wants to break that limitation that he has put on himself. Don't limit God by any means. Realize in your way and see that once you reach the summit of mountain from any direction, you will see the others who are coming from different directions to that summit is all right. From here, by climbing also you will see he is moving in a different direction as if there is, but they are all moving from different points to the same peak, to the same summit. When that is the point, that you will understand only after climbing and reaching the ultimate point. From there you will see all are moving towards the same goal with different routes and to the same end point. Spirituality is the basis of all religion, and spirituality is the culmination of all religion. Where all differences dissolve is at the summit, as pure spirituality. Spirituality and divinity are two places where all types of differences dissolve. Whether it is religious, racial, linguistic, professional, whatever rich and poor, all differences will dissolve. Even jnani and ajnani will dissolve. So that one vision, so that is the summit to be reached by us. When you reach that, all that. Even a little below, you stand also, you will not understand. When you reach the ultimate peak, by grace of God, that understanding, Sri Ramakrishna has come down only to give that understanding and bring the whole social structure as one reality of one existence, humanity, as one identity of family. Some people indulge in quarrels, saying one cannot attain anything unless one worships our Krishna, or nothing can be gained without the worship of Kali, our Divine Mother. One cannot be saved without accepting the Christian religion. This is pure dogmatism. How Sri Ramakrishna is clearing all the doubts you see. Not only is advocating, and where do we err? What is the correction in our vision? See, wrong understanding of things is one of the important errors we do in our day-to-day life as well as in our spiritual life. Wrong concepts, wrong way of understanding a reality thing. So this viewpoint, this understanding, wrong understanding, is to be eliminated. Sri Ramakrishna is trying to remove that. One cannot be saved without all this. This is pure dogmatism. Actually, it is Ishtanishta, begins with Ishtanishta, dedication to one's own ideal. But it becomes, when it's comparing with the others, when people start saying this alone can make you realize, or God is this alone and not anything else, then it becomes a problem. It is necessary for them, like going to the school. When he joins the nursery classes or in the primary classes, the teacher has to, this alone is the studies. This alone is the end. If you know A writing, B writing is the end. Any book you take and see, only except ABCD, nothing is there. But that is not the end. That is the beginning. Any book you take out, except A to Z, nothing is there in any book. But what it is conveying is entirely different. So, like that, every religion begins with saying, this is the beginning and this is the end. But as you go, you will understand why this is This is the only essential thing. In any music except seven pitches, nothing else is there. Sarigama Padanisa. But the way in which you bring out the ragas, the way in which you bring out the emotions, bhavas, is entirely different. The combinations make the words and meaning. So to the later on when you come to there are the same alphabets, there is same notations of the music, but the combinations of them gives the word and meaning entirely different. So this essential part without which you can never know what it is doesn't end with it. Ends with the knowledge that is conveyed through the language, the emotions that are transferred through the music. So there should we remain at the learning of ABCD and this one, or those is true and ultimate in giving. Can we not learn the remaining part of transferring the knowledge or transferring the bhavas? There comes the differences. The dogmatist says, my religion alone is true and religions of others are false. This is a bad attitude. God can be reached by different paths. Sri Ramakrishna is telling from his own experience, passing through and attending to every aspect of every religion and every path as indweller, not as an outsider. Strictly following all the rules and regulations, all the injunctions as it has been told, he reaches the goal in every and puts a seal of validity. Yes, this will lead, this will lead. Whether it is Islam or Christianity or the various denominations in Hinduism, everything, Dvaita, Advaita, Vishishadvaita, Shakta, Shaiva, Tantras, all these aspects of Hinduism, he passes through. Particularly all these types of paths to God. From ancient times, whoever has done in any way reached God, he has passed through. This is a bad attitude. God can be reached through different paths. Further, some say God has form and is not formless. Thus, they start quarreling. A Vaishnava quarrels with a Vedantist. One can rightly speak of God only after one has seen Him. He who has seen God knows really truly that God has form and that He is formless as well. He has many other aspects that cannot be described. This is the ultimate truth Sri Ramakrishna is presenting to the world. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.